Asians migrating to countries on business visas, should it be allowed? Well, I say yes, it should be allowed, but there should be other ways of monitoring, like how do they really want to stay in Australia? Because I've experienced a lot of Asians who have business visas, like especially restaurants, they are of the more mature group of Asians, like over 30, 40, maybe even in their 50s, who want to live here potentially. So they get business visas. So the government in my country, Australia, in my hometown, it's like you earn such and such, you have to earn such and such an amount per year. And if you earn that or more, you can keep your business visa, thus being allowed to stay in Australia. But the downside to this is that a lot of these people own restaurants and they only hire their own people. I'm gonna talk about Korean, not because I'm here to insult them or diss them or something like that, but it's because that's the language I focus on, and that's the language, like, I have a lot to do with Korean, and that's why I want to point it out, because my husband is Korean, and it's quite sad, and I want to help them in a way, just to say, like, you can't do that, you know? So here's what I'm going to say. In my hometown of Brisbane, we have various Korean restaurants, whether it be my city of Sunnybank or in the CBD, like, or wherever. I give my resumes to them, and they use the excuse, sorry, we only hire Korean people because you can't speak Korean. I told them I can, and I show them my skills, and they are like, sorry, we still can't hire you. And it's quite sad because the language barrier might be a small part of it, but it's actually the money side aspect of it. I'm not speaking for all Korean restaurants, but the majority of Korean restaurants are run by people on business visas who pay even their own people $10 an hour. And like, I've experienced like where one person might get paid 10, another person gets paid like 17, one guy gets paid $12. It's just wrong. So this is how I think it should be done. Government should, how should I say, okay, for people who want to come and study in Australia, their English, like their oral English, their conversational English levels should be, like this much. People who want to get PR should be this much. Like their conversational English should like be adequate. And then people who want to get business visas should be that much again, adequate in their conversation. And if they're not allowed to get a student visa here or a permanent residency or a business visa. Due to the fact, and they, like, for example, with business visas, I think it's like one of the rules should be 25% of their wait staff, or staff in general, should be of English-speaking origin, or who can speak English well, but not necessarily Asian. So like, if I went up to a Korean and said, look, I'm looking for a waiting job, and they can say, okay, look at my resume. If they think I have potential, they can possibly hire me. Not because of race. Race is nothing. Because just because one guy can be Negro, black, sorry if I offended anyone, because in my country Negro is an offensive word. Asian Caucasian, Latino. It doesn't matter, because if you're able to do something and do it well, that's what matters. And I think it's quite sad, because they want to be part of Australia, they want to live here, but they don't want to really speak English, they don't want to, sorry, my screen went black. They don't want to speak English, they don't want to, usually, they don't want to also, hire Western staff. So, would you call this racism? I'm putting the question to you guys. Look, I'm not here to, snub anybody in particular. That's why I haven't named any of the restaurants or any of the people that I've experienced this from. Because, Korean, Asian people, they'll go to a restaurant, if they don't get hired, or they say, not get hired, but more or less, they say, sorry, we don't hire Asian people. They would chuck the biggest penny and post it on every blog or website there is in my hometown, free advertising site. It's ridiculous. And but when, for example, this is the first time I'm really being kind of tanny about it, due to the fact that I'm sick of it, because I live in Sunnybank, which has 50% or more Asian population, and it's kind of sad that I can't get a job easily in this area due to the fact that I'm not Asian, or that I'm not Chinese or Japanese or Korean or Vietnamese or Thai. It's unfair. They want the same opportunities as Aussie people, but they're not willing to dish out the same opportunities to Aussie people. So it's sad, and it's just a lot of the times the reason why they only hire Koreans is the lack of their English skills. That's why they can't usually get any other job, because they spend all their money on language schools, but they too much and believe in a good time, having a good time instead of studying, which they could have done without going to a language. Why couldn't they get a working holiday visa? And look, I know not everybody does that, because I've got friends from Asia who study very hard and can speak English very well, and I applaud them and I commend them, but it's the ones that don't, that ruin it for everyone, because they want to be treated like an Aussie, but they don't want to treat Aussies fairly. So I think the government should do something about it, or they should just not be allowed in this country if they're not willing to do certain things and abide by certain rules. And it's unfair to the Australian population who may need a job in a certain area, but they don't want to give them jobs, and it's sad. People out there, if you want to come to a country that speaks English, at least learn the basics. And I'm not talking just to young people, I'm talking to old people too. You can teach an old dog new tricks. It's just because those people aren't dedicated enough and willing enough or passionate enough to really want to be Australian. And it's sad. And I have to say, my husband's relative is kind of the same, and I feel very sad and disappointed. But in the end, I can only do so much as one person. I want just honest opinion, and I don't want don't verbal bash me, don't call me a racist, don't call me anything, because I'm just stating my experiences. And I do want to know your thoughts, but I want positive criticism and positive comments, not anything positive, I'm not saying fuck you bitch, or fucking racist. I'm not gonna tolerate that shit. Your comments are gonna be fucking deleted. So yeah, sorry for the almost 10-minute video, but that's what I think, and thank you very much for taking the time to listen, and I'm looking forward to your comments. And